We explain the impact of Buddhism across Asia and the world. Buddhism first started spreading across India with the teachings of Siddhartha Gautama after his awakening of the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. Groups of monks began to construct monasteries and also began preaching in villages. However, it was due to the conversion of Emperor Ashoka of the Mauryan dynasty that Buddhism saw its massive growth, and also the idea that Buddha was to be seen as a universal concept rather than an historical individual. Ashoka began constructing religious structures around India to spread the faith. Ashoka used three structures to promote Buddhism. Pillars were used to mark sites in Buddha's life. Messages were carved into the top. Burial mounds called stupas were also built to hold the relics of Buddha. Each one would be surrounded by a spire, and at one point there may have been 84,000. Lastly, he constructed rock chambers out of mountains to house monks or hold religious ceremonies for Buddhism. He then also sent missionaries into Asia. The Kushan Empire also sent missionaries into Southeast Asia after the conversion of Emperor Kanishka. The missionaries traveled into China, Japan, Korea, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, and down into Java. In those regions, Buddhism still has a substantial following. However, the power of the Brahmin class, the tradition of Hinduism, and the mistrust of the Kush, the Gupta Empire led Buddhism to not have as strong a following in India as Hinduism. The spread of Buddhism into Southeast Asia has led to three prominent views of the philosophy: Mahayana, Theravada, and Tibetan, or Vajrayana. Mahayana tends to be found in the more northern areas of East Asia, such as China, Japan, and Korea. It allows local customs and traditions to be adapted into the ideas of the Buddha. In fact, it allows all believers to achieve enlightenment as Buddha. Within this life, and places less reliance on nirvana and reincarnation, it is more open to multiple paths of gaining wisdom. Tibetan is a form of Mahayana. Tibetan uses tantric chants and yoga to open the mind, and they have a strong belief in reincarnation. Theravada tends to exist in southern East Asia, in places like Cambodia and Laos. It is the branch that stays closest to the early teachings of the Buddha, even using an Indo dialect called Pali. It preaches reincarnation into multiple lives to obtain nirvana and is used for personal enlightenment.